Luann is propping up her book. I will introduce the interview today. Cedar Valley Today is continuing its Wellness Wednesday segment from last year, where we discuss physical, social, and professional wellness topics. Now, joining us is Luann Alemao, educator and speaker. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's great to be here again, Kaylin.
Awesome. Well, so as your books kind of show, we're going to be talking about small talk and making conversation with people you may not really know that well. And so I guess to start off, where do you start with that?
Well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
It's the number one fear. What do you think is the number one fear or phobia of people? Most people think it's death or dying. It's actually having conversation with somebody that they do not know. First, it's going into a situation where they don't know anybody, and then next is having a conversation with somebody that they do not know. That's people's number one social phobia.
Huh.
So anyway, that's kind of interesting. So where do you start? And I always say you need to be approachable, and so that approachable person is going to make eye contact with someone who has their eyes down, looking at their phone or texting is saying the message that I don't want to engage. I don't want to engage with people. So we need to be approachable if we're going to start those small talk conversations. And those small talk conversations actually lead to the bigger conversations, which could maybe lead to a job, lead to an internship, lead to a possible friendship, a partnership, those kinds of things. So small talk conversation really is vitally important. And so when you walk into that room, I always tell people that they need to have the what, when, where, how, why, and tell questions ready.
Makes sense. And so I guess what are some of those topics that people kind of bring up for small talk? I mean, I know probably not smart to bring up politics when you first meet someone, but I guess what is some kind of appropriate topic to discuss?
Well, as a journalism major, I think, don't they tell you that you need to have the who, what, when, where, why, and tell when you're relating a story? So one of the first questions when you go to an event would be, why are you here? Why did you come? And so that begins a conversation. Or is there anyone that you know here? And that's usually a yes or no answer. And so then you need to elaborate from there, because that doesn't really take you anywhere. But one thing I want to stress, Kaylin, is that only 35% of our conversation and the interpretation and meaning comes from text. 65% comes from the nonverbal communication, looking at the person, their mannerisms, their nonverbal. And we've gotten all that information with all the politics going on right now in the debate, that so much communication comes from the nonverbal, and when we're constantly using our phone as that only medium, we're missing out on the majority of our conversation. So that's why the small talk is so vitally important.
Like when meeting new people, and also kind of when continue those conversations with people we know. But I want to thank you for being with us this morning.
Oh, you're so welcome.
To talk small talk.